Tesco is Britain's leading supermarket retailer. Their finest and everyday value ranges are now the two largest food brands in the UK. For a business to continue to sustain long-term success, areas such as strategy, marketing, supply chain management and corporate social responsibility need to be continually monitored. This presentation will look to evaluate such areas and determine what Tesco will need to do in order to combat possible challenges faced in the next 10 years.
To start with PESTO framework, among 6 external factors, political and economic factors will be big threats to Tesco because of globalization. Based on UK's Brexit, it hit supermarkets due to the slump of pound, which caused price roll between Tesco and its biggest supplier Unilever, about the opposite in higher cost of imports. According to company's financial results, Tesco is quite dependent on the UK market. If Tesco cannot deal economic problems with its suppliers, it would face problems of large amounts of product shortage and fail to meet consumer demands in short term. From analyzing Porter's 5 forces, strong competitor rivalry and high consumer power would affect Tesco's performance a lot. From the diagram, although Tesco still stands on the leading position, it experienced approximately 1% loss in market share in recent 2 years, whereas Sainsbury's and Asda kept constant. Besides this, there are greatly growth in Aldi and Lidl, which enhance their competitiveness in the market. With the price transparency, strong consumer power is another threat as a consumer can switch from Tesco to another by easily compare prices from different supermarkets before making final decision. Based on the 2 analyses above, we create a SWOT model to define the weakness and threats of Tesco. High dependence in UK market is a major challenge for Tesco because it has caused imbalance in its global development. Besides its current strong competitors, Tesco should be aware of the fast growth of Aldi and Lidl and also cost pressure from Brexit.
Is marketing. Marketing refers to what an organization must do to create and exchange value with customers. It has a major role to play in setting a firm's strategic direction. Moving on to Tesco's current and future marketing strategy. From the marketing point of view, Tesco has been keen to stand out by adding a touch of emotional humor in its recent adverts. And as suggested by the marketing boss of Tesco, Robin Terrell, the risky strategy has turned out positively. This means Tesco is most likely to follow the same emotional and humor-based advertising, giving it a more personal touch in the future. Marketing challenges that Tesco could face in the next 10 years. Ever since Tesco was known to be involved in the accounting scandal, both the shares and the profits in the company have been dropping. This can be seen in the chart. Following the accounting scandal of £263 million last year, the managers need to work on rebuilding the brand and attracting its customers back. Tesco was forced to suspend 4 senior executives and call in investigators following the discovery that its profits had been artificially inflated by £250 million. Another major challenge is the increasing competition from the German discounter supermarkets such as Aldi and Lidl, which offer much cheaper products. This has led to the sales of major supermarkets such as Tesco and its rivals Asda and Sainsbury's all to decline. In order to attract customers and rebuild the brand, public relations and advertising will play a major role, but other factors such as improving the service, trading and quality of products will be equally important.
Defining a supply chain. A supply chain is a system of service providers and manufacturers that operate together to convert and transport goods from the raw material stage to the use of its products. Such producers and providers are connected through physical, information and monetary flows. In recent times, the importance of good supply chain and operations management has been greatly noted. For a business to be effective, it needs to be high on their agenda. This can be said to be particularly key for a company known as Britain's biggest retailer. Tesco's supply chain. Tesco has managed to assert itself as Britain's largest supermarket, with 27.5% of market share recorded in March 2017. It has been able to do this through several key management strategies. They've used lean thinking, loyalty and simplicity, as well as continuous replenishment, cross-stocking and RFID technology that allows them to measure and control each aspect of their supply chain to ensure a faster processing of goods and higher employee efficiency. Then they work closely with their suppliers, giving them market insights so as to best help them supply the correct number of units to be transported to Tesco stores. Fruit from Spain is a good example of this. The future, Tesco supply chain. With the groceries market being such an ever-developing one, Tesco could face several issues in the next 10 years, and it is important that these are combated in order to cement their market share and long-term success. Firstly, they should look to diversify, shifting from a supermarket to more of a hypermarket. Waitrose offer in-store food service in many of their branches. This is something Tesco may look to do to further compete, but this will involve adapting their supply chain in order to incorporate this. Secondly, with ongoing price wars and the ever-growing emergence of discount stores, Tesco may need to look at further reducing costs in their supply chain to enable them to further reduce prices without sacrificing profit. Tesco should also help their suppliers to collaborate, allowing them to work together to transport goods, cutting costs. Through recent changes, 2 whole days have been cut from delivery processes, and volume of stock has been tripled. Tesco should look to improve this even further to stay ahead of up-and-coming discount stores, as well as chains such as Aldi and Lidl. Tesco should also work further to build a more unified network, one that is even more reliable and connected on a global scale. They should also look at further improving the connectivity of forecasts, plans, orders and stock movements. This will enable them to enhance the responsiveness of their supply to changes in demand. Tesco have stated that they are also to bring in demand and supply planning, a new mindset to make them as responsive and collaborative as possible, constantly reviewing their supply chain in order to give them a competitive edge. This will help to reduce cost and waste, as well as increasing supply chain speed. Another point to note is the effect of Brexit in the UK. As mentioned, the price drop between Tesco and one of its key suppliers, Unilever, regarding the offset in higher cost of imports, highlights the uncertainty that will be brought about by the UK leaving the EU. It is a situation that needs to be very closely monitored. In summary, while Tesco is currently taking measures to improve its supply chain, there is still work to be done in order to ensure that they are still a powerhouse in the retail market in the next 10 years.
Today's world is facing important issues that require our attention to it, and where corporate social responsibility plays an important role. CSR is defined as business are part of society, and that as such, they have the potential to make positive contribution to social goals and aspirations. From this background, we'll look at Frank Intel's suggestion. He believes that CSR, the definition of it, is too ambiguous that every company can have their own definition of it. Because of this, we'll look at Tesco commitment. Every little help makes a big difference. Tesco is the third world's largest retailer. Because of this, they can have more positive impacts on the world. And because of this, we can look at Carroll's Pyramid. Carroll's Pyramid in the CSR theory looks at the philanthropic issues. Tesco tries to build a stronger relationship with their suppliers to reduce the CO2 emissions when moving their products. Now looking at UN Sustainable Development Goals that Tesco is actually facing, Tesco is contributing to 7 out of the 17 goals. Tesco contributes in zero hunger, goodwill and well-being, gender equality, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation, responsible consumption and production. Zero hunger. Tesco created a campaign, Community Food Collection. Before the food gets wasted, they take it to social houses to give the food to people that need it. Good health and well-being. According to Tesco annual report, suggests that they produce their juices with lower sugar in order to improve the customers' health. Gender inclusion. Tesco has a policy of non-discrimination and balance of gender, as everyone counts. Clean energy. Tesco is creating stores that consume 30% less energy. Economic growth. Being the third world's biggest retailer means bringing more job opportunities to local areas, having 60,000 employees around the world, innovation infrastructure, bringing the barcode shopping method with their phones and apps. Responsible consumption and production. Yeah, it's true. More effort is needed. Tesco is actually having some problems in this as being the third world's largest retailer. And in the next 10 years, Tesco needs to build a stronger relationship with their suppliers. In conclusion, by having looked at the 4 aspects, PESTEL and Forces marketing, supply chain and CSR, there is a clear connection between these areas, and all of them conclude that there is a need that Tesco must build stronger relationships with their suppliers in order to face the 2 main challenges in the next 10 years, more competition and Brexit. We believe that by creating a new platform that allows suppliers to communicate between each other in order to give them the tools the supplier requires, and in exchange Tesco will demand exclusivity and as well as more environmentally friendly supply procedures in order for them to help them to improve some of the current 7 goals areas of the UN, and as well as covering other aspects. So in the future, Tesco will be an international example of how a company can benefit tomorrow's world.